Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday, December 27th? This is Big Chonis. Thank you very much for joining me. Remember, you guys can find me on Twitter. I am at Big Chonis. These are all my best ideas. I take technical analysis very seriously. I'm a crypto trader, a investor, a mentor, a chart psychologist. Please do your own research, guys. I am happy to announce I am taking on new students for January in my online mentoring discussions. Great way to hone your skills, become a better trader and more confident in your abilities as a trader, and just have a better understanding of the entire crypto market as it currently stands, the way I see it. Any interest in this, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter DM or email me at Big Chonis. Also, you can follow me on YouTube as you are watching me right now, Chonis Trading. And if you enjoy my content, please give me a thumbs up. I'm also a featured contributor to the Bitcoin Live platform. All right, guys, I'm coming to you live here on the 4-hour candle bear break as we watch it happen here. And we've been talking about this potential of a smaller head and shoulders within our larger head and shoulders, and we're looking for at least our right shoulder. At least I was to get a little higher, and I really never was able to get above 38.38 as we break bearish here. Now we are right at the neckline, if you even want to call a consideration of this head and shoulders completed. And basically it's breaking down from that. And where would this take us? Well, if we do a full neck to head, this puts us with a lower low of around $3,000, basically putting in a double bottom here of our recent lows. And what that could basically mean would be a breakdown of this entire bullish move. We really need to hold right here, though, or at least in this area. And believe me, don't go any lower than 3,500. And I'm even pushing it there, because that could still be our right shoulder, which I now could potentially move this guy over a little bit because we're definitely putting in a lower low here. So far, that's the right shoulder area, but that's going to be adjusted, I assume, as we have this bearishness play out here. So we're right at potentially a completion of our smaller inverse head and shoulders. And we're getting very close to the barrier of what could be our larger bullish inverse head and shoulders that can still play out if we hold and find support kind of within the next $100 or so of the price of Bitcoin. Now I want to remove this and I want to bring up my Ichimoku cloud on my 4-hour chart. Now this is important. We've been watching cloud support hold, okay, ever since the bull break right here, putting in a higher low, pulling in a closing 4-hour candle within the cloud, and that brought us a very nice bullish move here. Okay, now we have been testing our upper cloud support. It held here, it held here, it held all the way, and it brought our price action to our bullish Kumo twist area where we actually are looking to ride up here. Now this is what I've been watching the past couple 4-hour candles. I've been noting the bearishness here that we're unable to get above our cloud. We have been riding it, okay, and then we've been in it. I'm like, all right, it's in the cloud, it's fine. We've been here before, okay, but we need to close above our lower cloud support, which is still 36.56 in the next 40 minutes. That is what needs to happen here, or else our 4-hour cloud is lost. And let's face it, that was what's been holding up our big bullish move ever since the break of 35.50. Have a sip of my hot chocolate here. Hello to everybody in the chat room today. Hey, Paul, number one buddy. Isha, Jiro, LPR, Demetrius, Crypto, McCryptenstein, Cat Swan, Canyon Man, Paul Inox, Johnny Smith, Dragon, Fernando Salazar, Mike Buckmaster, Karem Ayar, Meltem, hello, Frederick, Pat Can, SS Swartz 88. Oh, it's so Crypto 777, JC Crypto. Dalen Scott, thank you for joining me, guys. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys have the week off of work, maybe. Okay, this week in between Christmas and New Year's. Hope you guys had a great Christmas holiday, and enjoyed some time with friends and family. It's a little cold where I am right now. We've had a cold fall into a cool winter right now. So, but no snow. Looks like rain in the forecast over the next couple days here. So, I'll take it. I'm not ready for the big snow yet. Give me a few more weeks at least. So we're seeing our 4-hour break support. We still have 40 minutes to go in our 4-hour candle. Now I want to go to a higher time frame, 6-hour here. Aha, aha. So I was, I flipped back from time frames as I use my indicators, and people ask me, Chonis, what's the best indicator to use? What indicators do you use? Why do you use them? And the answer is I use them all. I use them all. I use them all to set my bias, to set my thought process, to give me more comfort in my trading decisions. Now, I don't use them all one on top of another on top of another. Okay, it's redundant to use your cloud and then to bring up EMA indicators, because your Tenkin and Kaijin are basically EMA indicators. And I can use my cloud in conjunction with my Bollinger, you know, but it gets a little cluttered. But at least I know where things are relatively. So I know in my 6-hour, I'm getting closer to my lower Bollinger, and I'm also riding that lower cloud support on the 6-hour. Now, bullishly, our 6-hour bull target was around 43. Again, that was that $4,400 range there. Um, and that was an area that was looking to be our bull test of the previous $4,400 resistance that was here. And that was consistent on a full neckline, much more clearer neckline, as well as the obvious next bullish attempt, because 4,400 was such a big rejection area when the price action was tested here. Now our TD counts, I think we're in mid-cycle on a bunch of them. The 6-hour, we're at a 4. The 4-hour, we're at a 3. The 12-hour, we're at a 6. Interesting. So the 12-hour is telling us we got another day and a half or 2 days going into the weekend here of, could be that retest there. And we also have allowed ourselves a little running room if we do close this bearish in terms of extended TD count there. So I'm keeping an eye on the 6 on the 12-hour there. We're still only on a 4 on the daily, and we are on another price flip on the weekly here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we got to close above 4,100 to make this a green 2. On this. On this thing there. So that's something that we still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we still have some time left in this weekly candle. This is a pretty rough looking weekly candle, though, we have to say. Okay, we have two decent size upper wicks here that are about $250 a piece here. And I know we still have several days left in our current candle here, but this is really not the way we wanted to follow up on last week's really bullish move. Now check out this candle here. Our December 10th high was 35.90. Okay, so this closing candle, worst case, we want to find 35.90 as support, because we see it was very strong resistance this week, broke through it. Now we're back testing. So that can still keep that narrative of just a pullback and a correction from our big bullish move, as long as we don't go under 35.90, more than a little bit of a wick there. And we see that played out on the weekly. Go back to my daily candle here. Let's look at some other indicators. RSI, we talked about this on yesterday's show. We had hit the resistance right at the 50 area, and we wanted to get our RSI above 50 to keep that bullish momentum going. And because we have failed to do so, the bulls are now restaking their claim here. And let's see. So we rose up, we go down. So our next area, if we don't hold here, this could take us down to the high 30s before we find our next area of historical support there. We were watching this take place the past couple days. Here we go. We have our lower low, we have our lower low, and this was a divergence on the Bitcoin price action there that was playing out. Stochastic, again, ranging lower. Not as brutal, but we do see that now our trailing indicator, I believe yesterday, was here. Now both our indicators have broken through our support line there, and that's important to keep an eye on. Is Vamp simulcasting me? Thanks, buddy. Thank you, sir. So yeah, what else are we watching here? Watching our MACD. Now we were talking about, these are my lines from yesterday. Interesting. We see the curve over is continuing, and our trailing indicator is also slowed. And we see our histogram. Make that clearer here. We see our histogram again. We had seen this deflationary pattern play out a couple days ago, and it's picking up that momentum there. Now we have a ways to fall before we actually do a bear crosshair on our MACD, so we can even correct more and still keep that in a potentially a bullish move here. And our chalk in has been suspect this entire time. We did like to see this higher low, or at least the reset of this area that we have shown as the last couple times here is where we just fade out on our bullish moves. And once again, 0.02 below our zero line, which is our red line here, okay? Mired in it. So we had our pop because of our bullish price action, and we've put in a lower low from our most recent resistance on our major move last time, early part of December there. So look at that. We couldn't even get to that point before we have a clear pullback in our CMF, and that continues to fall there. But again, this is intraday here. We still have a little time if we can try and produce some more momentum there. And then we've seen our OBV. We were talking about this yesterday, the lower lows, and we do a double peak here. Double peak, sharp peaks, double peaks. Let me start putting lower, double peaks. Okay, we do a lot of double peaks. Similar here, we have a double high peak. That tends to tell us that our bullish moves tend to wane after we put those in, bringing us down to that sub area setup potentially once again. Let's go into some tighter frame action here. Again, we still have the chance, let me get rid of that, we still have the chance for this right shoulder, which, let's just say if it did this here, and again, that's just, I wanted this to go a little bit higher. But either way, what we're just seeing now is more of the back test of this area. So I'm going to get rid of this for now because more or less we know where we have to hold. This also, I believe, still coincides with our larger right shoulder here. Now, look at our volume today. Okay, look at our volume in this candle here. We're about halfway through this volume. This is all sell volume here. Okay, this is all sell volume so far. Okay, so the market, we had this equilibrium here, but we were also doing a bear flag, right? We were also doing a bear flag, and it was hard to, not realize this, as that's what the bearish pattern is there. And if we're going to actually look at this as a full flagpole extension, again, similar to our neckline to headline, again, it's another shot down to a retest of our 3K area here. Now, we were also watching the potential of kind of a larger rising bull flag here. This was a very bullish look to it until it broke, until it fell out. And that negated that next pop to get us to 44 in this zone of bullishness. So the lower low was confirmed. We kind of stair step down here, and now there's the break. And what's scary about this break is where we're currently finding support is just kind of our last area to do so before the bears take a higher advantage. We see our resistance here, right? High 35s. We see our resistance here, a little pokey of that. And we see our support here. There's so much history, okay, from a closing candle, hourly. Okay, we have wicks that go lower, but on the hourly and even the 4-hour, we never really found the support break of 35.90, 35.50. I'll go as low as the resistance of 35.50, the resistance of 35.50, the bull break of 35.50, and now we have the back test of 35.50. And I cannot stress how important this 35.50 area right now is to hold if we're going to get this bullish continuation. And this is the area to do it. Like, it's so crystal clear here. Okay, so here's here's the thought process here. This is the area where if you had scalped in here, you would have been rewarded here and here. Okay, but if you bought at the top here, versus here, this fell back quickly and put in lower lows. This was able to maintain this area, and then that bull break with the back test, just beautiful. Okay, so again, very important area right here to hold. And because we're only halfway through this currently hour candle with no buyers yet, like we're still seeing not the buying yet that we want to see as we are at this area. So we'll come back to this. Look at that, we're breaking the 59s here. Again, we can go as low as 30. I mean, I guess it can go as low as this candle here, this wick here, but I really think that's pushing it. Because at that point there, man, if you're down here, there's an easier chance to get down to here than to get back up to here. You know what I'm saying? Um, what would a 1-to-1 extension be of our break? Let's take a look at that. So let's see here. So 3290 there, yeah, coinciding with that. So we have a fib extension here of our, if this is some bigger ABC correction here, of where the C could go if we don't get that extension to hold in these ranges here. Now we can also look at an overall Fibonacci retrace, and we see how important, I'm going to get rid of that guy and that guy and that guy. So we see how important the 50 was holding. Again, the 50 isn't a fib, but it's definitely a halfway point, obviously, from our up and down. Okay, that has failed to hold. 61.8 is targeting at 35.55. And again, interesting, coinciding with our last gasp. And this is it. 35.55 is our 61.8. Okay, anything lower than that, and we're getting into this bullish candles back to back. Okay, bull pop. We already blew through this guy here. We gave all this guy back. We gave all this guy back. We're giving some of this guy back. This is our last area of bullish breath in this move overall, until that is kind of forsaken, and that's the thing that we have to keep watching. 134 of my closest friends in the chat room today. Let's see, where did I leave off here? Frederick, Pat. There we go. Peak, hey, Peak, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining me. Age 8 Prondux, Atari IO, Jan Boss Walharf, Manny Alvarez. Hello, buddy. Let's see here. Chris Allen, Esser Kafatugalu. Crypto 777. Ooh, I wish I was in Florida right now. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm super jealous. Vajenslav Zuva Gruzin. Giro. Martin Hunter. Oh, hello, Queen Satoshi. Thank you for joining me today. Noble One, the Womblo Jello. I love that one. Darius, Cannon Man, Unicorn One. What's going on? Is there a chance we see lower lows in this move? Yes. Well, here's what happened here. We were consolidating in this cluster here for a decent amount of time. Okay, it's a decent enough of consolidation to allow our indicators, Stoke, RSI, what have you, to balance out. So this has allowed this whoosh, this all of a sudden half-hour super dump of our price action as it tightened here with no buyers. I mean, there was just no buyers in the market during this little issue here. Okay, we were watching for an inverse BART. We were watching for this little W here. Okay, it couldn't materialize onto any kind of HNS or inverse HNS. And we see a lot of bear volume with 24 minutes to go in this hourly candle. Okay, so we basically specified our areas here that we need to hold a 618. I mean, that's it. That's our last line of defense. Gotta write that here. Last line. And this can be a great area to bottom feed if we can get that next bullish pop here. And that still coincides with our inverse larger head and shoulders, even though, as I've stated before, I don't like the headline, but I'll take it where I can get it. Back to there. Okay, right shoulder. Again, you don't want to go lower than what we talked about, 35.50. okay? And then we can extend that. This is still the formation that can play out. And the reason why we're watching it is if we use a neckline, which is now confirmed as a sloping H&S because of how we were only able to get a EA high there. I have to take some deference in our extension slightly. Puts us there. And if we can calculate our overall resistance line here, I pulled it up on a higher time frame. Okay, that gets us a little closer to here, but more importantly, it gets us to this area here, which on our bear break we initially found that support before it broke. So there's a lot saying that 5,200 would be a good bull case if we can complete our inverse head and shoulder. And for that to happen, we literally have to hold price action in this area over the next several hours to couple days and see if we can get that next bullish pop to retest our neckline. If we retest our neckline, it's probably a very good chance we're going to break through it, because that would have been such a move to find that support and be able to advance higher even in this market. We've been watching our volume profile here. Going to bring up my trend angle. Okay, as we've been declining with our volume. Here's our bear break. Okay, here's our bottom head. Let me hide this a little bit here, make that a little better. There we go. That showed the selling had dried up significantly. You know, we watch our volume bars, okay, on both sides of the spectrum. Okay, bare volume doesn't necessarily mean the bottom is in, and buy volume doesn't necessarily mean the top is in. We can see here we had all this bearish volume here. We did have some buyers come in here, and then once we put that lower low in, this was negated. But the lack of sellers, especially between December 15th and 17th there, okay, while our price action did not fall, was that sign that the selling had dried up. And then boom, we were able to advance because of that pent upness. And we saw this in the price action of the Dow yesterday. You know, we saw that in that major 1,000-point correction, you know, after being so oversold for such a long time, and then giving a significant amount of back today only because it was just what we call the dead cat, right? Oh, hey Vamp. Hey, Vamp's in the chat room. What's up, brother? Yes, thank you, sir. Give me a thumbs up if you were enjoying my content. Happy holidays to everybody there. So what else do I want? Oh yeah, I want to talk about longs and shorts and see if we have any sense of which side of the coin some of the money flow is going into. BTC shorts, longs. Interesting. So not a huge change over the past day. We still have our shorts in our lower channel region. We still have our longs in our lower channel region. Okay, both are sloping like that. Longs don't look so good. The double tap of our lower channel support of our longs, I don't think is going to hold. We have support here. We had a nice bounce from it when we touched it again. A triple test here of our lower channel. I don't know. This thing's going to fail. I don't like that. And that basically tells me this is a bearish move here that could be setting up. Okay, we were able to reset some of our overbought conditions. We're still ranging in our area. Our Stoke is definitely reset on the daily. Let me just look at the weekly Stoke. See where that is in the mix of things. Yeah, see, this is what I don't like. Our weekly stochastic has a long way to fall. That's really bearish to me. That sets up a longer bearish. Same with our RSI here. We rose really quickly here, and we haven't corrected completely. Now we put in the lower low after we break 50 there on the weekly there. So the Bitcoin longs are looking like to set up for, look at that weekly candle there. Yikes. This is bearish to me. And the shorts are not taking the bait yet, though. They're not taking the bait yet. Look at it. They're stuck on the daily, look at that, revving to run. So the shorts look rev to move higher, and the longs look rev to move lower. I see that as a bearish. I see that as a bearish setup for Bitcoin. Anything standing out? Doggy coin, obviously, the safe haven through all of this, right? Is it down? Yeah, look at the SPX. So market crazy bull hammer, right? Maribozu almost followed by inside bar, if you want to call it that, but we're giving it back more than half of yesterday's bull move in the Dow, in the Spider. And yes, there is correlation. There is total correlation between this and I believe crypto in the long run. A lot of that just has to do with investor money that can come into crypto over the long term. Um, I want to hide this. I want to hide this. I want to bring up my EMAs. Haven't done any EMAs. EMA. All right, so I want to start on the daily, and this is very important. Let's go back in time here to the last time we had the bull cross was right here. So EMA 12, EMA 26, we cross bullish, go back here, okay? Bear cross, bull cross, bear cross. And we had held this bear cross the whole way still. We corrected from the extent of the separation of our EMAs. And this is something that I always keep an eye on, is the separation of our moving averages. There we go. I've hidden the price action. I just have our EMAs here. Look at the distance. Look at the bearish break, okay? How far below our 12 drops below the 26. Look at it from just a spacing, a visual spacing. This is as bearish as it gets. 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 So you get a sense to where the separation of your EMAs becomes so overly extent that it tells you, oh, we're really oversold and we're about to correct. Or we're really overbought and we're about to correct. Overbought, 12 too high over the 26, too high over the 26, way too high over the 26, okay? So we use our EMAs in terms of how they cross, but we also use them in terms of the spacing. I am noticing, I kind of like this. This was our top, this was our bottom. Similar, a little similar in terms of the V top, V bottom, but still clearly see this rejection here. Okay, and listen, I wanted to at least see a touch, a scrape. Okay, we had a scrape right here, very close but couldn't cross, very close but couldn't cross. And we didn't get very close here, did we? We were missing a couple days here of more bullishness to get that cross. And let's go to even a lower time frame. I like to use my 6 hour as well. Now, this is interesting. When we had our first bull cross right here of our 6 hour EMAs, when our price broke bullishly, we had seen the bullish continuation could take place. This was a great sign there because it didn't happen here. It didn't happen here, but it happened here. Now we are bear crossing, and we've confirmed that. We're a couple candles into this already. This is bad. I don't like this. I don't like the bear cross we saw yesterday, and I don't like how far we were able to get, or not close enough, I should say, we were able to get in our EMAs there. Okay, let's bring back our price action. Hello, there we go. We also see the strong rejection of our EMA 26 here. Support, support, support. EMA 12 held, EMA 12 held, EMA 26 rejected. This was yesterday's candle. That's why I called it a mixed bag. Because yeah, it was green. Yeah, we had some bottom feeding on low volume. And yeah, we put in a higher low than our November 27th candle. These were all positives. Negative, well, we definitely had a rejection here when our EMA 12 was like, nope, you're not getting any higher. Or sorry, EMA 26, you're not getting any higher than here, 38.50. And then today's follow-up candle, it tried again and got slapped ass down. And now both of our EMAs that have held our bullish price action, okay, since the break, since our bull break here, back test held, and boom, are now, this is the first daily candle. We're below it as 4 more hours left to go. 4 more hours left to go in our candle here. On higher volume, we're going to probably put something closer to this one here. I don't like that. Let's bring up our Bollingers. Get rid of our EMAs for just a moment. Aha, aha. Also, look at that. We are hitting right at our middle Bollinger as support. And didn't I tweet that yesterday? Boom, right there. Middle BB at must hold zone right here. Okay, this was yesterday, and we were targeting the middle BB. And sure enough, there it is. So look at support on the lower BB, break of the middle BB, rejection of the upper BB, back test the middle BB and hold, right? And then we can go up. Absolutely. And that's why I keep stressing how important, like right here, 36 to 35.50 area is to hold for a bullish continuation. If Bitcoin loses middle Bollinger support, okay, we're going back. We're going back to 3K. If Bitcoin loses middle Bollinger support, we're going back to 3K. We got to close below it on the daily. And if we did that, then I think that's where we're going. I really do. And we can see after this move here, we see how our volume really died off. And what does that tell us? What does that tell us? Was this just the correction from a very oversold condition? The dead cat bounce, if you will, the similar trend we're seeing in right now in the overall U.S. equities. Is that what we're watching here? Hey, Jeanette Crypto, thank you for joining me. King Zulu, Tone Loke. Let's see here, what's going on? Yeah. Let's see here. 150, my closest friends. 34 minutes into this. I got a few minutes left here. Let me think. What else can we look at? Oh, I wanted to. All right, so we have like 4 days left until we have 4 days left until the end of the month. We have 4 days left until the end of the year. We have 4 days left until the end of the quarter, and we have 4 days left until the end of the many different variations of time frames you want to look at. It's our monthly candle here. We're looking for that wick. It's all about the wick. If this candle looks more like this candle or this candle, I don't like these. Okay, and our volume is very strong, but our RSI is not. Even with this nice move here as we close out, we're still putting in a lower low in the RSI. We're still in the negative. We're still right there. We're almost pancaked. I want a pancake. We're just not there. Leading indicator. Look at that. Zeros. See up here? Look up here. 0, 0, 0. 0.2853. When that 0.2853 is 0.0001, that's the bottom, or pretty darn close to it. Okay, but we're close. We're getting there. But even that could be another $1,000 away in price of Bitcoin. And our CMF just looks like Doge crap. And getting closer to flirting with that all-time low we had not all-time low, at least in the past modern era of Bitcoin. So nothing on our higher time frame, including our OBV oscillator, is showing us any kind of a major reversal is currently happening. And of course, we close out the 3-month candle in 5 days, right? How's that 3-monther looking? Not that good. Very small wick on high volume, high bear volume. We also close out our 6-month candle in 5 days. Okay, interesting. Yikes, not a very good looking candle. Upper wick, very red. Declining volume profile. Keep an eye on that. But we see how important at least the 3K zone is because of this resistance followed by the breakthrough. But more importantly, we see this area right here. That's interesting. I'll keep that closed for a second. We see where our 6-month candle closed. And then the bullish one here was able to back test and then raise higher. That's at $2,500. And that's interesting because on our 6-month, a failure to hold 2987 area, I guess 2999, wow, 2999.99. So 3K, let's just call it. Puts us right to 2455 area as our next kind of historical support. And that is interesting. PBR, nothing there, yeah. And then we close out our yearly candle in 5 days as well. And this is our yearly candle. This is 2018. This is 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014. Okay, look at 2014. Look at 2015. Okay, that's a reversal candle, right? That's a reversal candle. Let me go to, I don't know why I'm on stamp here. Not Phoenix. Stamp, there we go. These are our yearly candles here. Okay, that's a reversal candle after a bear market. This still looks like this, right? Which means next year we could find a bottom at some point and then maybe actually find some buyers on that bottom and put in a nice reversal candle. Okay, so what is 2019's candle going to look like? Okay, what is 29 candles a year going to look like? Very interesting. Okay, but this gives us perspective, people. This gives us a sense of the realities of what this year has been like. And I can even go to BLX and get, Bitcoin all the way down to a penny here, right? So we see what a bear candle looks like. We see what the follow-up to a yearly bear candle looks like. Remember, 2015 candle was very bad, but it closed out pretty good. Okay, it closed out a little over 100% gain there after finding that bottom. And then the next 2 years were history in an amazing way to say it, right? So now we have this candle yearly, and we know what could happen next. Could start pretty rough, but it could end on a solid note with just a little pullback, setting the stage for a great 2020 and a great 2021. Okay, but this is the history of Bitcoin, as we have 5 days yet till we close out all these major higher time frame charts. Let's go back to Bitcoin, back to our 4-hour. Do just a recap here. Thank you for joining me today. 4-hour. Okay, so 4-hour lower BB. Okay. Remember, we don't close outside of the lower BB or the upper B on the 4-hour for more than 2 or 3 candles. Tops. 1 there, 2 here. 1, 2, 3 here. Okay. So keep that in mind from areas of overbought or oversold. This was overbought. This hasn't broken yet. So we have bearish running room, but not that much because of our overall narrative. Okay, we got 5 minutes left till our 4-hour candle closes. Looks like it's going to close below our cloud. And this is the first bear break of our cloud support on our 4-hour ever since our breakthrough and support hold. We can also see that our Kumo twist here is starting to reverberate from this bearish price action, and we're going to, in several candles, probably do a bearish Kumo twist if we continue to lose this momentum. I would also not be surprised because we broke this support, a little bit of a back test could be in order. Retesting 3650, maybe in several more candles, 3680. Even if we can break through an intra-candle, it's all about the close. We need to get back into here. And because we broke through it, and it looks like in 4 minutes we're going to close below officially, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a bearish sense to me. Whew. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks Vamp for the simulcast. Hello to everybody in Vamp's chat room on the number one 24-hour streaming YouTube platform, the Vamp. Make sure you follow him over there. Make sure you follow me over here. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some love. I much appreciated. Remember, I'm going to be with Vamp in Vegas in a month. I'm very excited to see that. Hope to potentially meet some of you guys there. You can meet the Chonis for the first time. I'm excited and a little nervous. I will admit it, but I'm excited. And remember, you can please reach out to me if you have any interest in my mentoring. I already signed up a whole bunch of new students. Very excited about that. Busy start to the new year, but I think it's a great way for you guys to get a little more experience. And one-on-ones are always the way I used to learn, in school, having a tutor or somebody just you feel you can have just ask the questions and have them answer them in a way you can understand was so invaluable to me learning, as well as the way I was able to learn about trading, fundamental TA, etc. I'm going to follow my YouTube channel, and I am still going to put great content up on Bitcoin Live. So keep an eye on the price action today. We are going to see how this bearish break plays out. And remember how important 3550 is. A break and close of that on a heavy volume could definitely usher in more of a second test of our 3K area as we go into our weekend here during the holiday season of a low volume environment. So until then, this is Big Chonis. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We'll be in touch with you soon. Peace out.